Good morning to all of you. I am Dr. Sarwar Ahmed, Assistant Professor of English, MRECW, Hyderabad. So today our topic is the tense. When we talk of the word tense, it is basically a form of the verb that helps us to express time. And when we talk of verb, it is a part of speech that denotes action. Now let us talk about the types of tense. There are three types of tense: the past tense, the present tense, and the future tense. Now when we talk of the past tense refers to the action or work that happened in the past. And when we talk of the structural formula of this tense, we use subject plus verb and then the second form of the verb and the object. Examples: we met yesterday. So we is the subject, met is the verb, second form of the verb, and yesterday it is the adjective here used. I bought a new laptop last week. Now let us talk of the present tense. So when we talk of present tense refers to the action or any work that happens in the present time. And when we talk of the structural formula of this tense, we use subject plus first form of the verb, and we also add s or es when we use this form of verb with the third person singulars, and also object. And when we talk of the examples like we live in Spain, Bob drives a taxi, you teach in English. So why added s here? Because Bob is the third person singular. So we must remember that when we use third person singulars, at that time we have to add s or es with the base form of the verb. So let us talk about the future tense. So when we talk of the future tense, it refers to the action or work which will happen in the future time. And when we talk of the structure, we use subject and we also use helping verb like shall and will. And we also use the first form of the verb and the object. So examples are: he will come here soon. I shall visit your hometown next Sunday. So before we talk about different kinds of present tense, there are two important things which we must know. First thing is that we must know auxiliary verb or helping verb. Why? Because these are very important and they help us in making different tenses. So we must have the knowledge of auxiliary verb first. So there are two kinds of auxiliary verbs. First is primary auxiliary verb. And when we talk of primary auxiliary verb, there are three. First is be, second is do, and third is have. And we also have different forms of these three primary auxiliary verbs. Like when we talk of be, we have its forms like is, am, are, was, were, been, being. So these are the different forms of the be. And then does, did, and these is the different forms of do. And then has and had, these are also different forms of have. And the second is modal auxiliary verbs. And when we talk of modal auxiliary verbs, we have like shall, should, will, would, can, could, may, might, used to, ought to, dare, must, need. Okay? Then what is the other thing that we must remember? That is called conjugation of the verb. So what does conjugation of the verb mean? Conjugation of the verb means to give verb its various forms. So verb also have different forms, and these different forms are used in tenses differently. So we must know before we go to the kinds of the present tense. Like we have go. So other forms of the go is like second form went, third form gone, and we also add ing to this base form. So what we call them? We call them present, past, past participle, and present participle. Okay, so like we have eat, at, eaten, eating, and we have play, played, played, played. Then when we talk of present simple, so this is the first form of present tense. So what is present simple? Present simple is used to denote routine actions. So whatever we do in our routine, so that is where we use present simple. So what is the formula of the present simple when we are to make different sentences? So we use subject, then we use verb, and we use first form of verb. And we also add s or es, as already told you, when we use this with the third person singulars. Then object, like we eat rice, they play football, he teaches English. Okay, so the second part of present tense is present continuous tense. We also call it present progressive. So in this present continuous tense, what we use, this is basically a tense which is used to talk about the ongoing action. So whatever is happening in the present time, which are in progress, at that time we use this kind of tense. So what is the structure formula, which is very important? We use subject, then we use helping verbs. And which helping verb we use in present continuous? We use is, am, are. Then we use main verb, but we also add ing to it. And then we use object, like she is playing basketball, birds are flying in the sky, I am learning English. And next is present perfect. So when we talk of present perfect, it shows that action which has been completed in the present time. Like, and what is the structure formula? We use subject, then we use helping verbs. Which helping verbs we use? We use has and we use have. And you must know that when we talk of has is to be used always with the third person singulars. And when we talk of the rest of the pronouns like I, we, you, they, we use have. And then we use the third form of the verb, like she has finished her work. Why has? Because she is the third person singular. Then we use third form of the verb. I have seen that movie. So this indicates the action that has completed in the present time. Similarly, we have visited Hyderabad film city several times. Okay, then we are having the last type of present tense, that is present perfect continuous tense. And when we use present continuous present perfect continuous tense, it shows that action that has started in the present time, but it is still going on. And what is the structure formula? We use subject, then we use helping verbs has and have, and we also use been, then we use ing form of the verb, then the object, like I have been learning English for many years, he has been working here since 2010. But we should remember here that we also use since or for. But where we use since and where we use for? When we use since, it shows point of time, and when we use for, it shows period of time. So this is the end of today's lecture, which was on the tenses, and we completed the present tense. And in the next video, in the next lecture, we will continue talking and discussing about the tense. Thank you.